If your boss is a serious person, you have to be a scumbag. Chapter 81. Who would go to a serious club? Chen Dong was stunned for a while. This affectionate man who chased Li Xiaoyu for 10 years in his previous life finally caught up with him in this life, and the breakup came so suddenly? Although I had long predicted that there was a high probability that the two of them would not make it to the end, they really didn't expect that they would fall apart in less than a month. What, are you feeling uncomfortable? There is one thing. Before I chased her, in my heart she was the perfect goddess. She was cold and aloof, stunningly beautiful, and every move she made was full of elegance and beauty. But after we got together, I realized that it was just my fantasy, a perfect image I had created for myself in my heart. Hu Wei sighed twice and continued to talk. I really didn't expect how she could act like this every day. There were 17 or 80 inspections a day. She would always call in during a meeting. If she didn't answer 3 calls in a row, she would rush into the company to look for me. I was in a meeting the day before yesterday and she actually came to the conference room, which made me uncomfortable. Awkward. Even if you don't trust me, I even got into a quarrel with Sister Mei Qing and Sister Man, saying that they were seducing me and that's why I ignored her. Chen Dong listened to Hu Wei tell Li Xiaoyu's strange anecdotes for 10 minutes as if listening to a TV drama script, and comforted him with a few words. Dongzi, it's not that I'm really sad, it's just that it's completely beyond my expectation. It turns out that the goddess I have been chasing for 4 years turned out to be such a thing. 4 years of youth are really a waste of time. Chen Dong smiled faintly and murmured in his heart, in the last life, you chased her for 10 years, and you still didn't succeed. If it weren't for me this time, how could you have won her first blood so easily? Haha, don't be sad. The bad things will not go away, and the good things will not come. If you feel depressed, find a club to relax. Dongzi, is this club you're talking about serious? Bah, who would go to a serious club? After getting up in the morning, Chen Dong put on his sportswear and ran a few laps outside after washing up. He walked with Xia Xuehan last night and it was a bit late when he came back. The more money he has, the more Chen Dong feels that good health is an extremely precious invisible wealth. Without good health, no matter how much money he has, it is useless. Now Chen Dong can be considered a serious rich man in terms of cash and assets. He may not be able to compare with those big families, but he is definitely among the top echelons of the Dragon Kingdom. The only thing he lacks is connections. After taking a shower and changing into dry clothes, Chen Dong came to Su Yuro's house humming a ditty. When he pushed the door open, Chen Dong was stunned for a moment. Su Yuro was feeding her child breakfast, her loose home clothes lifted up, and her snow-white skin glowed with the brilliance of motherhood. Fortunately, the nanny Aunt Wang is doing cleaning upstairs right now, otherwise even the enthusiastic Su Yuro would probably die of embarrassment. Su Yuro quickly stood up and walked to a small room on the first floor. Chen Dong followed her silently. He is a little boy, almost 6 months old. His pink and jade-like appearance is very cute. He is very similar to Su Yuro. He will definitely be a handsome boy when he grows up. What's the name of the child? Chen Dong pinched his nose and asked sheepishly. He had been competing with him for milk for so many days, and he still didn't know what his competition was called. His name is Su Yu. It's quite cute. It looks a lot like you. Of course, my son can't be like me. Sister Yuro, let him call me daddy from now on, okay? Chen Dong gently held Su Yuro's shoulders and said affectionately. What do you mean, are you planning to live in a muddle like me for the rest of your life and let me be your underground lover? Su Yuro rolled her eyes at Chen Dong, knowing that this guy had a lot of plans in his mind, but to be honest, she really had such thoughts. After a failed marriage, her temperament changed a lot. Coupled with Chen Dong's gentleness, which constantly soothed her psychological and physical emptiness, all this really made her extremely depressed. Especially Chen Dong's face, the more she looked at it, the more fascinated she became. Look at what you said, it's vulgar to be an underground lover but not an underground lover. Chen Dong pinched Su Yuro's nose and said. We are truly in love and we are running our little family together. Most importantly, I am afraid that if you find another man to marry, he might treat the little one badly and ask you to have 1 or 2 more children with him. How pitiful will Xiaoyu be in the future? Su Yuro lowered her head in silence. This was also what she was worried about. Marrying again? Which man would agree to raise someone else's child? He would definitely have another child with her. What about Su Yu? It was foreseeable that his childhood would be miserable. Then will you treat Xiaoyu well? Of course, I will treat him as my biological son. If you want to have another child, we will work harder to give him a younger brother or younger sister. If you don't want any more kids, this one is fine. Let him protect you when I'm not with you, and let me protect you too when I come back. Su Yuro's eyes were slightly red, and her nose felt a little sore. The little guy who had eaten his fill showed a happy smile and fell asleep again. Su Yuro put the child on the crib, took Chen Dong's hand and walked out. After breakfast, it was still early, only 8:30. Su Yuro held her chin with both hands, watching Chen Dong finish the porridge and eat the noodles, with a trace of fire flashing in her clear beautiful eyes. Aunt Wang, please watch the baby and clear the dining table by the way. I'm upstairs talking to Mr. Chen about business cooperation. If you need anything, just call me. Su Yuro took Chen Dong's hand and ran up the stairs, not forgetting to give instructions to the nanny Aunt Wang. Well, you guys talk about these billion-dollar projects from time to time. It's good to be young, and Master Chen's physical fitness is also great. I think the previous Master Chi was very weak. No wonder Su Su has been very weak recently. The young lady looks so much better. Aunt Wang muttered softly while clearing the table. Of course, she could only mutter a few words here. She was still very strict with her mouth outside this door and would never say anything nonsense. At 9:30, Chen Dong walked out of Su Yuro's house holding his waist. This girl was so enthusiastic. She invited him to drink milk and seafood, and even welcomed his arrival. It really made Chen Dong a little bit too much to take. I went home and drank a large glass of warm water soaked in wolfberry, changed my clothes, and rested for 10 minutes before driving out. At the entrance of the famous scholarly residence, Luo Qiyuan and Xia Shuahan were holding parasols and standing under a tree, waiting. Shuahan, why haven't you arrived yet? Mom, it's not like you didn't hear me just now. Brother Dongzi clearly told us to go downstairs in 10 minutes, but you rushed downstairs non-stop. Why don't you let Brother Dongzi fly over? Aren't I afraid of keeping my uncle waiting for a long time? Xia Shuahan's pretty face had 2 wisps of pink. Listening to her mother mouthing her uncle on the left and her uncle on the right, her heart felt as sweet as honey, but the girl's reserve and shyness made her unable to help but feel a little ashamed. Chapter 82. The Dilemma of Blade. 3 minutes later, Chen Dong's big G stopped in front of Luo Qiyuan and her daughter. The window rolled down, revealing Chen Dong's face as handsome as the readers of this book. Auntie, Shuahan, get in the car. The two of them sat in the back row of the big G. Luo Qiyuan had a happy smile on her face, but she didn't know what was going on. The moment she saw Chen Dong, her heartbeat sped up inexplicably, as if she had thought of something indescribable. Auntie, the decoration of the shop I ordered for you is almost finished, and you can move things in almost the day after tomorrow. It's not far from here, only 3 bus stops away. Chen Dong said. By the way, Auntie, do you want to take the time to get a driver's license and then buy a car and drive it to work? Ah, forget it, I don't like driving either. Taking the bus is just fine. It's okay. Let's wait until next year. Then it will be good to let Shuahan go with you and get your driver's license. Chen Dong has his own plan in mind. After the security company is established, Chen Dong's next goal is to establish a food delivery and online ride-hailing platform. Chen Dong plans to hand over these 2 platforms to Xia Shuahan to manage them. When the 2 platforms are established, after getting up, Xia Shuahan's temperament improved, and she was not in a hurry to learn to drive again. As for Julong Driving School, it may face demolition after the year. I need to expand as many contacts as possible before then to maximize my own interests. It took me a short drive to arrive. The buildings here are not particularly majestic. Compared with the busiest areas in the city center, there is less foot traffic and more of them are small business storefronts. The car parked in front of a store and the 3 of them got out of the car. What came into view was a store that was being renovated, and the sign had already been put up, Qi Luoshang. The brand is very cleverly designed, with a font that girls like and an embroidery pattern underneath, which is very novel. Luo Qiyuan looked at the name of the store. Didn't it come from her own name? After living for almost 40 years, this may be the most romantic and expensive gift she has ever received. Boss Chen. The 4 decoration workers greeted Chen Dong eagerly when they saw him coming. Just kidding, the wages for opening this store are 1.5 times the market price, and it uses a contracting system. As long as the work can be completed as quickly as possible with quality and quantity, the wages can be paid off. Moreover, the advance payment was 70%. The 4 decoration workers basically worked overtime every day, just thinking of finishing the work early and then taking the money to go home and rest for 2 days. Thank you for your hard work. Chen Dong smiled and greeted everyone. The ceiling, lighting, and shelves are all in place. The style of the wall is slightly retro, with red as the base tone, and it looks a bit bright. On the whole, it looks like it matches the embroidery, and Luo Chiyuan's beautiful eyes are filled with stars twinkling. Auntie, how is it here? Well, it's very good. I like it very much. As long as you like it, it looks like the decoration will be completed tomorrow. Taking advantage of the hot weather in summer, let's leave it for a few more days to dissipate the smell. Let's open it again when Shuahan starts school soon. Chen Dong also arranged for someone to apply for the corresponding business license. Of course, it was done in Chen Dong's name. After all, he wanted to steal the system's profits. Well, I will buy some materials in the next 2 days and design some styles that everyone likes. Auntie, you don't have to put too much thought into this shop. It doesn't matter whether you make money or not. The main thing is to do something you like. Chen Dong gave Luo Chiyuan a key, and the three of them left Kiluoshang. At noon, I had a sumptuous lunch at Xia Shuahan's place, and finally my good uncle came to visit again. Luo Chiyuan cooked a table full of dishes, but Chen Dong didn't dare to drink the wine. Now Chen Dong, whether it is necessary to socialize or drink as little as possible, he still likes the feeling of driving soberly. Maybe it's because I've been living for 2 generations and finally have my own luxury car, so I enjoy the feeling of holding the steering wheel in my own hands. After dinner, Xia Shuahan and I hugged each other and took a nap together. Knowing that Luo Chiyuan was in the next room, and having already fought hard with Su Yuro in the morning, Chen Dong didn't have many other ideas. He just hugged his beloved girl and took a light sleep, feeling very peaceful. This wonderful nap was awakened by the ringing of the mobile phone. Chen Dong drowsily picked up the phone and received a call from Su Weining. Hey, Sister Weining, what's the matter? Chen Dong sat up and yawned. Boss, I'm sorry to disturb your rest. Su Weining checked the time, it was already 3 o'clock, and her boss was still on lunch break. It seemed that she worked overtime too late last night, so she had to pay attention to the time when making phone calls in the future. I'm already awake. If you have anything to do, just ask Sister Weining. Boss, Dongsheng Investment has all moved to a new office building. The office building over there is going to be rented out to another entertainment company. I will go over and sign the contract later. Su Weining first gave a brief report on Dongsheng Investment, cleared her throat, and continued. In addition, boss, the man named Daofeng you mentioned yesterday is in some trouble now. Something happened? I'm sorry. Well, he was arrested. What, isn't he a retired soldier? How could he get into the situation? Things are a bit complicated. I asked Daofeng's cousin Feng Jiqiu to be brought to the company. Boss, why don't you come to the office and take a look at the new secretary I've hired for you? Okay, I'll be right over, wait for me for half an hour. Chen Dong quickly stood up, and Xia Shuahan also stood up, gently helping Chen Dong adjust his collar. Shuahan, I have something to go to the company for. You can read at home in the afternoon. I will come back if I am free in the evening. Well, you go and do your work first, I'll wait for you at home. Chen Dong is always the main one, like a well-behaved daughter-in-law, silently guarding Chen Dong. As long as he looks back, he can see the figure waiting for him quietly at home. Chen Dong gently held Xia Shuihan in his arms and kissed her forehead. Wait for me at home. When it was almost 4 o'clock, Chen Dong came to the office on the 65th floor. The moment he opened the door, Chen Dong was stunned on the spot. A girl is lying on the sofa sleeping soundly. She is wearing a light yellow dress. She may be sleeping too much. One leg is on the armrest of the edge of the sofa, and the other leg is crossed. The sofa is wide and long enough, and she can sleep. Very comfortable. The skirt was lifted up, revealing a pair of long, white and slender legs. The little feet that are tilted up on the armrest of the sofa are small and cute, and the toes are crystal clear and round, and they are very plump. He took a step back and glanced at the door number to confirm that it was his office. Who is this woman? Is she the new secretary that Sister Weining hired for her? Fortunately, she is a secretary and not a security guard, otherwise she would not react at all if someone approached her. Chen Dong gently approached the sofa and looked at the beautiful face with a hint of baby fat. He wore a pair of black-rimmed glasses, long bangs covering his round and full forehead, and a slight smile on the corner of his mouth. Chapter 83. Su Weining's Little Thoughts. Cough, Chen Dong coughed twice, but he didn't expect her to have any reaction. Helpless, Chen Dong leaned down, reached out and patted her shoulder. Hey, wake up. Ah, the beautiful girl who was sleeping soundly was frightened and sat up in excitement. Bang. Ouch, it hurts me to death. The two of them bumped their foreheads together, and the little girl covered her forehead and screamed. Chen Dong took a breath of cold air, and the collision made him feel a little painful. Who are you? Why are you sleeping here? Chen Dong was bumped inexplicably, with a bad tone in his voice. Although he didn't lose his temper, with his current worth and status, the aura he unconsciously revealed was definitely beyond the reach of ordinary people. Owned. The little girl now saw clearly the appearance of the person in front of her. Isn't this the person Mr. Su told herself he wanted to serve, the real big boss Chen Dong? Although it was her first time seeing him in person, she had seen the photos countless times. Mr. Chen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. The shoes were placed aside, and now she stepped on the floor with her bare feet, not caring at all. I was busy sorting out the company's information at noon and wanted to get into the situation early. Later I felt tired and wanted to lie down for a while, but I didn't expect. The little girl's face was red, she lowered her head in shame, her hands intertwined nervously, pinching her small fingers, and she began to wail in her heart. It's over. I hit my boss on the forehead on my first day at work. It seems like I have to say goodbye to this good job with a super high salary. Okay, put on your shoes, don't catch a cold. Seeing that he had frightened the little girl, Chen Dong quickly waved his hand to indicate that she didn't need to be there. He sat on his boss's chair and turned on the system's opposite S**X scanning function. Name, Zhao Yanran. Age, 21 years old. Appearance, 91. Body, 90. Purity, 0. Intimacy, 63. Seeing this, some handsome readers may question, why do pig-trotters meet so many beauties with looks above 90 points? Are you kidding me? Does a woman who is not beautiful deserve a name? She has been reborn and cheated, what's wrong with meeting a few more beauties? This makes sense, right? Let me briefly introduce myself. Chen Dong had a slight smile on his face. Hello, Mr. Chen, my name is Zhao Yanran. I am 21 years old. I graduated from Jinghai Vocational and Technical College. I majored in secretarial studies at school. I am from Western Province. I have a twin sister and a younger brother. Zhao Yanran reported all her personal information to Chen Dong in one breath, as if she was memorizing information. You have a twin sister, where do you work? Mr. Chen, the two of us attended the secretary interview together that day. In the end, I was lucky enough to be selected by Mr. Su. My sister is still looking for a job. Chen Dong nodded, and a bad idea suddenly arose in his heart. Twin sisters, it's a pleasure to see them in the office every day. It's not that something has to happen, after all, this kind of thing often cannot be forced. Not every woman will be corrupted by money, and not every beautiful woman is willing to share her significant other with others. But the salary a secretary can get every month will definitely not exceed 10,000 yuan, so let's hire another one. Tell your sister to stop looking for a job and come to work in the company together. The treatment will be the same as yours. You two can discuss it when something happens and you can take reasonable turns. Zhao Yanran opened her mouth so wide that she could fit a big peach into it. Why, she doesn't want to come? Or are you saying you don't want her to come? No, Mr. Chen, I'm so excited. I'll call her now and ask her to come to work tomorrow. Wait a minute, go find Sister Weining first and ask her to come to my place, and then go and make your call. Okay, Mr. Chen. Zhao Yanran trotted out of the office with a sweet smile on her face. Soon, Su Weining knocked on the door and came in, followed by a delicate girl with beautiful appearance and simple clothes. There is a touch of sadness in Kazlin's big eyes, shining with the clarity and simplicity unique to college students. Boss, this is Daofeng's cousin Feng Jiqiu. Hello, I'm Chen Dong. Chen Dong stood up and motioned for the two of them to sit on the sofa. Su Weining took Feng Jiqiu to sit together, and Chen Dong sat opposite them. Zhao Yanran was on the job on her first day. Although she was not very familiar with the work, she still knew the basic routines and quickly poured 3 glasses of water. By the way, Sister Weining, I heard from Yanran that she has a twin sister. Let her come to the company to work together tomorrow. The secretarial work is also quite hard. If they work together, they can rotate. The salary and treatment will be the same as Yanran. Su Weining was stunned for a while, then quickly agreed and glanced meaningfully at this little secretary who had a very good appearance and figure. When she was first recruited, Su Weining had some plans. She chose her elder sister because she was more down to earth, while the younger sister was very lively, a bit like a naughty elf. Firstly, I am worried that my sister will jump out and not be able to complete the corresponding work. Secondly, it may be more difficult to deal with such a girl. As for Zhao Yanran, as long as she spends a little time with her boss, she may fall completely in love with him. Su Weiniang was not worried about Chen Dong, but worried about whether he would be an affectionate and dedicated man. Ever since she had Chen Dong in her heart, she had learned about Chen Dong's relationship history in private. She only knew about two girls, Gu Feifei and Xia Shuahan, but she didn't find out anything about Su Yuro. At this time, Su Weiniang not only hoped that she could become the second woman beside Chen Dong, but also worried that Chen Dong would dislike her for being too frivolous. The best way is to let her accept another woman first. If he is not disgusted, then he can approach her with peace of mind. If he rejects other women righteously, then he can only watch him from a distance. It is good to stay and work by his side with peace of mind, at least for 2 days. People can still be good friends without being too embarrassed. But today Chen Dong took the initiative to recruit Zhao Yanran's sister, and Su Weiniang's mind suddenly became flexible. After all, the boss is a hot-blooded young man. How can any young man not like beautiful women? But she couldn't be impatient and had to wait. She didn't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and wanted to stay by Chen Dong's side no matter what. It's a long story, but it only lasted a few seconds in Su Weiniang's mind. She smiled, took Feng Jiqiu's little hand. Sister, tell your boss about the situation your brother has encountered recently, and explain the key points in detail, so that your boss can listen and decide what to do next. Yes. Feng Jiqiu looked up at the handsome man of the same age in front of him. His fair and beautiful cheeks instantly turned red, his heart beat 3 points faster, and he quickly lowered his head. How come this man is so handsome? He seems to be radiating a charming light. How did she know that since receiving the buff blessing of charming light, Chen Dong has been diligent in training again? Often staying with Xia Shuahan and Su Yuro, two beauties with scores over 90, further strengthens the effect of this buff. Chen Dong, who originally had good looks and height, has the blessing of money-making ability. After multiple buffs are superimposed, he looks even more charming. Chapter 84. The whole story. Don't be nervous, just speak slowly. Chen Dong looked at the beautiful girl with clear eyes in front of him and thought she was too nervous. Opposite S*X scanning is enabled. Name, Feng Jiqiu. Age, 20 years old. Appearance, 88. Body, 87. Purity, 0. Intimacy, 65. With a face value of 88, she is definitely a class beauty, but Chen Dong is not particularly clear about the system's scoring criteria. Is it defined by his own personal aesthetic standards, or is it simply based on data? Chen Dong thought it might be a combination of both. After all, there are thousands of people with different opinions on how to identify beautiful women. Beauties like Feng Jiqiu may be more attractive in the eyes of some young men than Xia Shuahan and Su Weiniang. They are thin and very pure, making people full of protectiveness at first sight. But there is a 30-year-old soul living in Chen Dong's heart. Especially after experiencing cohabitation, Chen Dong prefers plump beauties instead of this kind of skinny-looking girl. It's not that it doesn't look good, it's just a personal preference. Especially Feng Jiqiu's pure and clear eyes were very rare in Chen Dong's opinion. There may be more girls like this at the moment, but in 10 years they will definitely become rare animals. Feng Jiqiu began to speak slowly. Her voice was clear and melodious, which was very in line with everyone's first love when they were students. How should I put it, just like the milk tea sister? From Feng Jiqiu's words, Chen Dong roughly understood the whole story. Dao Feng is a pitiful but tough man. When he was a child, his parents went south to work. Before he went to elementary school, they both died in an accident on a construction site. But in that era of extremely backward information, the construction site boss was afraid of making things worse, so he simply chose to run away. In the end, Dao Feng did not receive compensation. Since then, Dao Feng has been living with his elderly grandmother. But the good times didn't last long. When Dao Feng was in junior high school, his grandmother also died of illness, and he became a complete orphan. Dao Feng's aunt, Feng Jiqiu's mother, took Dao Feng home and sent him to school. After finishing high school, Dao Feng gave up the opportunity to go to college. He left a message: "My sister's academic performance is better than mine, and my family is not rich. Let's keep the money for my sister to go to college." He turned around and signed up to join the army. In the army, he trained extremely hard. He gritted his teeth and persisted in the training that others could not bear. He endured all the hardships that others could not bear. Because of his excellent performance and outstanding training results, he was selected by a special force and successfully stayed in the team to become an official. He became the deputy squad leader and often led a small team to perform missions. But gods will play a trick on people. At the end of last year, Feng Jiqiu's parents were accidentally involved in a car accident and died on the spot. When Feng Jiqiu recalled these tragic past, tears could not help but burst out from his eyes. Su Weiying held the little girl in her arms and patted her shoulder gently. "Don't be afraid, sister, I will take care of you from now on and won't let you be wronged again." Su Weiying felt that she had a bad fate, but compared with the girl in front of her and her cousin Dao Feng, she was undoubtedly lucky. Chen Dong only felt that his breathing was a little short. All living beings were suffering, but he didn't expect that there were such hard-working people in this world. Even if he had been a social animal for more than 10 years in his previous life, he would not have been so miserable. At this moment, Chen Dong had the idea of giving back to the society. When the framework of the security company is set up, Chen Dong plans to set up a charity fund. He is used to seeing charities in later generations making money in the name of charity, including the goddaughters of some leaders of the Red Cross showing off their wealth on the internet. News like this made Chen Dong not have much interest in Longgua's charities. Trust. The only thing that makes Chen Dong feel more at ease is the charity organization under the name of Singer Han Hong. Since he has money, he can run it by himself. Going to help those poor people whose families are really in difficulty can be regarded as accumulating some virtue for one's next life. Feng Jiqiu calmed down his mood, wiped away his tears, and continued. Feng Jiqiu was afraid that the news would affect Dao Feng's mission in the army, so he kept the news secret and planned to wait until Dao Feng returned from vacation before telling him. But later, something was leaked during the phone call, and Dao Feng repeatedly inquired about the death of his aunt and uncle in a car accident. But at that time, he was preparing to lead a team to perform an important task and could not ask for leave. It was on that mission that he became unstable and accidentally killed the hostage, and had no choice but to retire early. Because he returned it early and was punished, he didn't get much retirement pay. After returning, he took on the responsibility of taking care of his sister, but because he had no education, he could only do some hard work. Beginning in May this year, demolition began in Beicheng. I thought this was a good thing, but unexpectedly it turned out to be the beginning of a nightmare. Feng Jiqiu's home is a 2-story self-built house with a single floor area of 120 square meters. It stands to reason that he has land and a house. The compensation for such demolition should be very generous. At least he can be assigned a house and receive a lot of compensation. But the compensation offered by the demolition team was only 150,000 yuan. The two parties reached a stalemate. In order to force Feng Jiqiu to sign and agree to the demolition, she encountered various threats. During this period, Dao Feng clashed with each other several times, but due to the majesty of the law, he could only restrain himself. Until this morning, when Dao Feng returned from shopping for groceries, he found that the demolition team had rushed into his home and forced Feng Jiqiu into the corner, with the intention of insulting her. Blade got angry and started fighting. Unexpectedly, the other party had a premeditated plan. They prepared cameras and did not record the previous scenes. When Dao Feng started to beat people, they recorded all his ferocious beatings of the 5 members of the demolition team. With such ironclad evidence, and the fact that there must be someone behind the other party, the police station dispatched police quickly and immediately arrested Blade. "Boss, you must help Sister Jiqiu and Dao Feng. They are so pitiful." Su Weiying choked up. It is easiest for a kind-hearted woman like her to feel a sense of belonging. "Don't worry, now that I know about it, I will definitely take over this matter." Chen Dong took out his mobile phone and directly called Zhang Zhong. The last time he had dinner with Wu Yue, Zhang Zhong, the first brother of the Jinghai Police Department, also went there. Wu Yue introduced the two of them personally. Chen Dong believed that the other party will not give up any face at all. If he really doesn't want to sell his face, then go to Lao Wu. Based on Chen Dong's understanding of Lao Wu, if he knew that such an unfair thing happened within the jurisdiction of Jinghai, he would never sit idly by and ignore it. "Hey, Dongzi, why are you calling me when you have time?" "Uncle Zhang, I have something I want to trouble you with." Chen Dong's tone was serious, without any intention of joking. Zhang Zhong also instantly became serious. "Dongzi, tell me, as long as it complies with the rules, I will definitely handle it for you. I have a friend who retired from the special forces early and lives in Beicheng. His cousin has been threatened several times because of the issue of demolition compensation. Today, the demolition team even broke into the house and almost insulted his cousin. My friend got angry and started to fight, but the other party came prepared and recorded the entire beating process of my friend and called the police. At this moment, my friend was still in the police station. Damn it, is there such a thing? Zhang Zheng spit out the fragrance directly. My special meow also retired from the army, but I was bullied like this. What is this little brother's name? His name is Dao Feng, and he lives in Beichang. Chapter 85. The first meeting with the King of Soldiers Blade. Okay, I understand. Dongzi, please wait a moment. I will definitely help your friend get things done. Zhang Zheng hung up the phone and came back within 5 minutes. Dongzi, I have made it clear to the police station over there and asked them to release Brother Blade first, but the follow-up matters may need to be negotiated with the demolition team. After all, they have evidence in their hands, and the evidence is all bad for the little Brother Blade. If I remember correctly, the Xiao family should be responsible for the demolition in Beichang. Don't make the relationship too tense, otherwise it will end badly if it gets too big. I know. I just want to thank Uncle Zhang this time. When I finish this work, please invite Uncle Zhang and Uncle Wu to come out for a meal. Haha, it's easy to say, you go ahead and do your work. Sister Jiqiu, Dao Feng should have been released by now. Let's go home and wait for him first, and let me learn more about the situation. Mr. Chen, thank you very much. Feng Jiqiu listened to the conversation just now. What seemed like a huge problem to him was a trivial matter that could be solved with a phone call to the young boss in front of him. For Feng Jiqiu, who is still in college, this kind of thing is too impactful. Chen Dong drove the car, and Su Weining held Feng Jiqiu's hand and sat in the back seat. Beichang is relatively far away, and it takes nearly an hour to drive there. Fortunately, Chen Dong had the driving skills given by the system, and it took him more than 40 minutes to arrive at Feng Jiqiu's home. The two-story self-built house looks quite old, with the outside simply painted with a layer of cement. There was a small flat area in front of the door, and Chen Dong parked the car. When the three people got off the car, the door was opened from the inside, and a young man stood there, standing proudly like a pine tree, with a slightly dark face, extremely resolute, and a murderous look in his eyes. Sure enough, it is a script about the return of the King of Soldiers. This is a bloody man who has been on the battlefield and has human blood on his hands. Brother, are you okay? Feng Jiqiu choked and rushed forward, holding his brother's hand. Brother, everything is okay. Dao Feng's eyes were only full of doting and tenderness when he looked at his sister, then he pointed at Chen Dong and asked doubtfully. Who are they two and why are you with them? Brother, these two are Mr. Chen Dong and Mr. Su Weining from Dongsheng Investment. The reason why you came out so quickly is all thanks to Mr. Chen. Feng Jiqiu briefly told Dao Feng what happened, and then the murderous look on Dao Feng's face softened. It turns out he is my nobleman, and the two bosses invited him to come in and sit down. Chen Dong and Su Weining smiled and said hello to Dao Feng, and stepped in together. Today's matter is really troublesome for you too. Dao Feng poured a glass of water for Chen Dong and the others and sat down. But the matter is not completely resolved. Chen Dong is very satisfied with Dao Feng. Such a person is arrogant, but as long as he agrees, he will definitely work hard. How do you say this? Dao Feng raised his eyebrows. The police station let you go because I am friends with Director Zhang of the Jinghai police station, but the evidence in the other party's hands is not good for you. Those bastards. Dao Feng clenched his fists with his hands and his eyes were sharp. Chen Dong had no doubt that if Feng Jiqiu was not concerned that no one would take care of him in the future, Dao Feng might just kill someone. Mr. Chen, please help my brother. He hit someone to save me. I don't want him to go to jail. Feng Jiqiu's clear eyes were full of pleading. Chen Dong's heart softened and he almost agreed, but he came with a purpose today. He must help, but he must also achieve his own purpose. Of course I can help with this, but I also have my own demands. Chen Dong nodded, and finally hardened his heart. I am a businessman. No matter what I do, I have to give something back. Mr. Chen, as long as you can save my brother, I can do anything you ask me to do. You can do whatever you want. When a beautiful woman says something like this, it is easy for a man to think of a mistress. Sure enough, the blade suddenly became anxious. Sister, you don't have to worry about me. If I push you into a mountain of swords and a sea of fire, won't all my previous efforts be in vain? Dao Feng looked at Chen Dong coldly, as if he would treat him to a treat if he disagreed. Brother Blade, don't worry, I know you are eager to protect your sister. But this society is very complicated, not like the army. As long as you have real skills, you will always get ahead. Here, we are talking about money, power, influence, and interest exchanges. You can save your sister today, but what about tomorrow and the day after tomorrow? Can you guard her 24 hours a day? Chen Dong threw out his soul and asked. I believe you know how to effectively solve this problem, but you have your own arrogance, which is understandable. After all, you are a generation of military kings, how can you be easily driven by others? But in the current situation, what good choice do you have? You want me to do something for you? Daofeng is used to the army's routine and likes to be direct. That's right, I want to hire you as the head coach of my security company and as my personal bodyguard at the same time, that's why you came to visit me, and you happened to meet what happened today. Chen Dong smiled and said his purpose. As long as you promise to help me, I will try my best to solve your current difficulties. If it cannot be solved, I will pay for the demolition money out of my own pocket, compensate your sister 1 million and buy a 140 square meter commercial house for her near Jinghai University. Set. I can also help you with the compensation for the person you beat up today. I believe that as long as the money is in place and you agree to let them demolish, the other party will not keep pestering you. Daofeng did not answer Chen Dong. Instead, he turned his attention to Feng Zhiqiu and wanted to ask her opinion. Brother, Mr. Chen and Mr. Su are both good people. A black line appeared on Chen Dong's forehead. Was he stuck as a good person? Sister, you are too naive and don't know that people's hearts are sinister. Chen Dong's brows instantly furrowed. He admires the blade well, but he has always been kind-hearted to help you. Just say people's hearts are evil. With a sound of tang, Chen Dong stood up. Since Brother Blade thinks I have sinister intentions, let's put this matter aside for now and wish you good luck. Chen Dong waved to Su Weining, and the two of them walked straight out the door, got in the car, and drove away from this place. Brother, how can you say that to Mr. Chen and Sister Weining? Feng Zhiqiu looked at Big G leaving, looking at Daofeng with a disappointed look on his face. Sister, you have only known them for a short time. Who knows what their purpose is? Brother, am I too simple or do you think things are too complicated? What do you think Mr. Chen is trying to do? Are you looking at our shabby house? Have you not seen his company, a 65-story hotel, with 25 floors above all occupied by offices? His office is as big as our house. Or do you think he is looking for my beauty and has evil intentions towards me? Then do you think Sister Weining is beautiful? Even Mr. Chen's secretary is prettier than me. What kind of woman would he look for a rich man like him? Not yet? Feng Zhiqiu wiped away tears and ran upstairs and closed the door with a bang. Daofeng stood downstairs in a daze. Did I really think too much? Chapter 86. Call me husband and listen. Boss, are you really not recruiting that blade anymore? Sitting in the car, Su Weining asked curiously. She could see that the boss still admired the young man. Has the security company been registered? Chen Dong did not answer her question directly. Not yet, but I should be able to do it in a day or two. Registering a security company is not easy, and you need to deal with a lot of Yamen leaders. It's okay. It's time to give it away. It's just a small amount of money. Once you get to know each other, it will be easier to do things. Chen Dong smiled. This is how society is. If you don't let others get any benefits from doing something, who would be willing to do it for you? Don't worry, the little girl named Feng Zhiqiu will definitely come to you tomorrow. Those demolition team members who were beaten should not dare to make any move tonight. They don't know which big shot came forward to save the blade. But as long as they wait until tomorrow, if no one comes to tell them to give up, they will definitely not be able to sit still and will find the Blade brothers and sisters again, and they will still be unable to do anything by then. The corners of Su Weining's mouth rose slightly, wondering how this young-looking boss could grasp people's hearts so accurately. Chen Dong likes Blade not only because he is a special talent recommended by the system, but also because of his identity, the king of soldiers of the special forces. After he quit that unit, people would quit one after another before and after him. This is a large and excellent group. These people all have good physical fitness and have received many years of education in the army. Their skills and loyalty are definitely much better than recruiting just anyone. But Chen Dong has no channel, and Blade is the breakthrough. As long as Blade is recruited and many former comrades can be contacted through him, the backbone structure of his security company will be ready. Other ordinary people can be recruited from the society, but it is best to find people who have some foundation and are reliable as the backbone. By the way, Sister Weining, do you have a driver's license? Yes, what's wrong? Why haven't I seen you driving? I haven't had time to buy it yet. Do you still need to pay for it yourself? Use the company's money to buy a Maybach, a top-end model. As long as you work in the company for 5 years, the car will be yours. Chen Dong made domineering arrangements and turned to look at the top-notch royal lady beside him. The ups and downs of the curves made Chen Dong dare not look at it more. This matter must be implemented in place. I will see the car before I get off work tomorrow. Pfft, Su Weiniang covered her mouth and smiled lightly. Okay, I will arrange for someone to buy it tomorrow. Su Weiniang turned to look at Chen Dong, who was driving, and the corners of her mouth raised slightly. This overbearing little CEO always did something very heartwarming inadvertently. He sent Su Weiniang directly to the door of her community, declined the other party's invitation to sit upstairs, and continued to drive to Shuxiang Mansion. Luo Qiuan opened the door and saw Chen Dong. A happy smile instantly bloomed on her face. Dongzi is here, come in quickly. He enthusiastically helped to hold the slippers and leaned down to put them in front of Chen Dong. As he leaned down, a large piece of white snow swayed in front of Chen Dong's eyes. Sure enough, he has more capital than Xia Shuihan. This gene is really good. The most rare thing is that Luo Qiuan's skin is still well maintained. It stands to reason that a single mother like her, who raised her daughter alone, doesn't work in the office, and basically doesn't use skincare products, should look older and have rougher skin than her peers. But the fact is completely opposite. Except for a little callus on his hands, his skin looks delicate and fair, and he looks very young. Auntie, are you busy doing embroidery now? Chen Dong looked at some semi-finished products already placed in the living room. When I have nothing to do, I just do something casually. When the store is decorated, I will put it up directly to see if it sells well. Auntie's craftsmanship is very good. The needlework is fine and neat. The price can be raised appropriately. The hard work will not be in vain. Well, then Auntie will listen to you and don't sell it too cheaply. By the way, Auntie, can you make that kind of hanfu? Hanfu, what is that? It's the kind of ancient costumes in TV dramas. Oh, I haven't done it before, but I can give it a try. The main reason is that I didn't make many clothes before, so I have to pick them up. You can give it a try and find some good-looking clothes with beautiful tattoos on them. It would be a good idea to rent or sell them. Okay, I'll go check out the sewing machines and fabrics tomorrow, and I'll move the things in 2 days. Brother Dongzi. Xia Shuihan heard the voice and walked out of the study with light steps, little stars twinkling in her peach eyes. You two watch TV, and I'll make dinner. Luo Qiuan looked at the loving couple with an auntie smile on her face. Brother Dongzi, do you want to watch TV? I'll put it on. Don't watch TV, I want to take a good look at you. Chen Dong grabbed Xia Shuihan's crotch and gently pulled the gentle jade beauty into his arms. Well, go to the room. Mom will see you later. Okay. Chen Dong held Xia Shuihan's round thighs with both hands, and Xia Shuihan jumped lightly, hanging on Chen Dong's body. After entering the room, Chen Dong gently placed Xia Shuihan on the bed and stared lovingly into her water-clear peach eyes, which were smart and beautiful. What are you looking at, Brother Dongzi? Xia Shuihan put her arms around Chen Dong's neck, her head slightly to the left, and she revealed a pair of shallow dimples when she smiled. Look at my wife. Chen Dong kissed her on the forehead. Xia Shuihan's face turned red. The two had communicated many times, but they had never called her husband or wife before. Who is your wife? Xia Shuihan pouted. Ah, you don't want to? Chen Dong looked disappointed. It turns out I'm just being sentimental. After saying that, he was about to stand up. No, I do, Brother Dongzi. Xia Shuihan pulled hard with both hands, and Chen Dong fell directly onto her. The two people looked at each other, so close that they could hear each other's breathing clearly. Then call me husband and listen. Chen Dong breathed in the heat, and the faint fragrance floated into his nose. Looking at the beautiful face in front of him, Chen Dong was extremely satisfied. Such a touching beauty can be bullied by herself and can change into the shape she wants at any time. She looks at her with eyes full of admiration and tenderness. This kind of satisfaction cannot be brought by earning hundreds of millions. But Chen Dong knows that if he wants to maintain this relationship, he needs to continue to earn a few more small goals. If he has no money and cannot solve the problem, then these feelings will slowly fade away. Especially for a scumbag like him, I don't know how many beauties there will be in the future. Once the ability to make money is lost, intense conflicts may follow. All of this has nothing to do with worshipping money, it is just human nature. A woman who likes her man to be rich is the same as a man who only likes beautiful women. When you have no money, it feels good to find a girlfriend who is not ugly, but once a man has money, who doesn't want to find a beautiful woman? Everyone is half-hearted, and no one can criticize anyone else. Chapter 87. I don't know how to change it, please help me find a way. Xia Xuehun turned her head sideways, her face visibly glowing with pink clouds, closed her eyes, and softly shouted, "Husband." What did you say? I didn't hear it clearly. Brother Dongzi, stop teasing me. Xia Xuehun pouted and began to protest. Haha, stop teasing my wife Xuehun. Chen Dong gently leaned over and kissed Xia Xuehun's lips. Luo Qiuan was cooking outside, so Chen Dong naturally wouldn't go too far. In order to have a better appetite later, Chen Dong decided to exercise properly. He should be able to eat an extra bowl of rice later. After dinner, Xia Xuehun and her daughter walked downstairs for half an hour and chatted about home affairs before Chen Dong drove back to his villa. Putting on sportswear, Chen Dong started his evening exercise. Not surprisingly, I met Su Yuro again. Dongzi, you are very energetic. You still have the strength to run at night. Su Yuro teased Chen Dong, looking at his strong muscles and angular face, her heartbeat couldn't help but beat a little faster. Thinking of the craziness last night, she couldn't help but smile charmingly. Of course, you don't know whether I am energetic or not. Don't have late-night snacks tonight. I'll bring you some food later. Su Yuro smiled coquettishly, which was meaningful. But I don't think the late-night snack you gave me is enough, so what should I do? I have no choice, I will continue to delete. You are a man who only wants to make yourself happy and doesn't take care of my psychological needs. It's so boring. Okay, I will listen to your arrangements tonight, what do you think? Don't worry, I guarantee you'll be satisfied. Chen Dong ignored Su Yuro. This woman was very courageous and spoke more openly than he did. He didn't even know who was teasing whom. Chen Dong always felt that he was the one who suffered the loss, having to expend both physical strength and energy. After running 5 kilometers, Chen Dong pulled his ligaments before returning home. After collecting my sweat, I took a shower, lay on the bed, checked my phone, and read the news. Suddenly I remembered that Yo-Yo Live should have been released at the beginning of the year, and I was still preparing to acquire this software, but the mobile version was not available yet, only the computer version. Chen Dong turned on his computer and downloaded a Yo-Yo Live broadcast. At this time, the live broadcast industry had just become popular. The main reason was that the internet user base in Longwa was not large enough. The main people who went online were students and some urban white-collar workers. With the rapid development of smartphones, in 3 or 4 years, when Huawei, Xiaomi and music phones rise rapidly, various network companies will usher in a blowout development. I downloaded a live broadcast software and briefly browsed it. The overall page was a bit old, the gifts were not very rich, and the interface layout was far less beautiful and layered than what I would see in later generations. It is no surprise that the anchors who are widely loved by everyone are those dancing anchors with super good looks and excellent figures. If they twist their waists a few times in the live broadcast room and act coquettishly, many viewers will shower them with gifts. This has further strengthened Chen Dong's determination to acquire this live broadcast platform as soon as possible. It seems that he has to speed up the process. He can no longer hesitate. If it doesn't work, just add more money. Chen Dong understands that when the scale of live broadcast increases, it will bring another industry, money laundering. The platform belongs to you, but this behavior has nothing to do with you. It's up to you who you reward. Anyway, I won't spit out my commission after I get it. Of course, the most important thing is that with turnover, you can collect the wool of the system. When I go to the company tomorrow, I need to hurry up and ask how the conversation between Zizi and Yu Live is going. After closing the computer, I heard the door open downstairs not long after. Soon, the bedroom door was pushed open. Su Yuro is wearing a red nightgown, her long white and slender legs are breathtaking, her slender figure looks charming, and her white swan collarbone is clearly visible under her neck. Xiao Dongzi, I'm here. Do you miss my sister? Su Yuro closed the door with a sweet smile and threw herself into Chen Dong's arms with a wisp of fragrant wind. Pa. Chen Dong patted her upper body. Who is Xiao Dongzi? Please call me Dongzi. Kiki, okay, does my eldest son miss his sister? Of course I do. Ding dong, congratulations to the host, the reward is a special skill, the strange conjecture of the red-haired monster, the name is solicited here again, it is related to the tongue. I deleted it like crazy, I was forced to even want to delete this chapter. Chen Dong caressed the beauty's jade back, remained silent, and muttered to himself, of course there is progress, the system has rewarded him with 2 such weird skills, how can it not be awesome? Then again, Chen Dong felt that there was something really good about this system, with all kinds of strange rewards. But Chen Dong also summed up experience. You must achieve a certain goal through certain means before the reward will be triggered, otherwise the system will not make any movement. This is a bit like a qualified teacher who guides students to work hard in a certain direction and gives appropriate rewards when a certain goal is achieved. With this reward, greater achievements will be achieved in that direction. Chen Dong is now the student full of curiosity, and the system is the teacher who constantly induces Chen Dong to make progress. It has something to do with exercise. Really? Why do I feel no obvious changes after exercising for so long? It means you don't pay enough attention. Chen Dong pecked her delicate cheek. Hate it, I'm obviously very attentive and dedicated, don't you know it yet? Su Euro said coquettishly. Ahem. Chen Dong coughed twice, turned sideways, and the 2 of them were lying in each other's arms. Go to bed. I have to put the quilt cover and sheets in the washing machine tomorrow. Remember to come over later and help me dry them. Yeah. Su Euro's pretty face turned red, and she glanced at the distance not far away. She became more and more embarrassed, and quickly leaned into Chen Dong's arms, and found a comfortable position to close her eyes. There is something else I want to discuss with you, Sister Euro. What's the matter? Tell me quickly. I'm so sleepy. Next time you come here, can you wear a piece of Balenciaga or Valentino? The room suddenly fell into dead silence. After a few seconds of silence, Su Euro pinched Chen Dong's waist hard. Well, I'll buy some tomorrow. You're a little rascal who only knows how to play tricks on my sister. The 2 of them hugged each other and slowly fell into a sweet dream. Chapter 88. There is progress. A night of silence. The next morning, Su Euro woke up around 8 o'clock and Chen Dong was still sleeping soundly. When it comes to resilience, women are naturally stronger than men. Chen Dong, who had consumed a large amount of single medicine inventory, didn't even know when Su Euro left. At 9 o'clock, Chen Dong took off all the sheets and quilt covers and threw them into the washing machine, setting it to disinfection. Put on dry clothes and go to Su Euro's house to have breakfast, then drive to the company. The time has come to August 18th, and Shin Hong will come to Jinghai in a few days. When he thinks of that naughty and cute sister, Chen Dong can't help but raise the corners of his mouth slightly. In the last life, Chen Hong married her college classmate. Chen Dong still remembered the appearance of that man. He was about 1.7 meters tall and had a bright smile, giving people the impression of a sunny boy. His name is Fujiawei, and his family is from Iceland. After getting married, Chen Hong followed Fujiawei to the north. From then on, the family of 4 spent less and less time together, and the brother and sister gradually lost contact due to the distance in time and space. I don't know if that little girl would fall in love with Fujiawei again. If they still come together, Chen Dong will definitely keep them in Jinghai. On the way, Chen Dong received a call from Su Weining. Boss, Feng Jiqiu came to the office and said he wanted to meet you. Wait for me for another 10 minutes, and I'll be there soon. As soon as Chen Dong arrived at the door of his office, 2 beautiful girls in skirts greeted him. The faces are almost the same, and the height and body shape are exactly the same. One is wearing a long white dress, black-rimmed glasses, and bangs. She looks a little more steady. This is her sister Zhao Yanran. One is wearing a white top, a red skirt, and a high ponytail, revealing her plump, bright eyes. This is her younger sister Zhao Yanru. Hello, boss. Asterisk 2. The voice is crisp and sweet, and you can tell that my sister's voice is sweeter. You're all here at work, hurry up and get into the situation. Chen Dong smiled and nodded, then continued. Go and help me make a cup of tea, and then go and treat Sister Weining. Okay boss, I'm going to make tea. What kind of tea would you like to drink, boss? Sister Zhao Yanru hurriedly started answering the questions, with little stars twinkling in her eyes, looking at Chen Dong expectantly. Her sister said nothing and trotted towards Su Weining's office. Drink green tea. Green tea is good in summer. Just brew some Longjing. Okay boss. The blue and white porcelain teacup is filled with Longjing tea, and the faint fragrance of tea fills the air. Boss, this is the investment information that Mr. Su recently compiled. There are 4 companies in total. Mr. Su wants you to check it again. Zhao Yanran handed over a small pile of information, and Chen Dong took it and took a rough look at it. Among the 4 companies, Chen Dong had never heard of the first 3, but when he turned to the 4th one, his eyes lit up. Nongfu Sanquan. Chen Dong is famous for this company. When he was reborn, the market value of this company was more than 400 billion, and its annual profit was close to 10 billion. Just in time, Su Weining brought Feng Jiqiu to the door. Sister Weining, please come in quickly. Chen Dong got up from his boss chair, and the 3 of them sat on the sofa together. Feng Jiqiu lowered his head next to Su Weining, and Chen Dong sat opposite them. Boss, Dongsheng Securities Company has been registered. In addition, the registration process of Dongsheng Fitness, Dongsheng Charity, and Dongsheng Network is going through the process, and it is expected to be completed in a few days. Okay, thank you for your hard work, Sister Weining. Chen Dong took several investment projects in his hand and pointed at Nongfu Sanquan. Sister Weining, is this company engaged in financing? Yes. Invest as much as possible. It doesn't matter if the price is a little higher. Try to get 5 or 6% of the shares. This time Nongfu Sanquan took out 10% of the shares and wanted to raise a financing amount of 1 billion to enter the southern market. Try to get as many shares as possible. I am very optimistic about this company. Boss, Zhang Taiming over there does not accept acquisitions, but is only willing to accept financing. The current market value of Z is about 350 million. The result of the negotiation between the representatives I sent is that we will invest 1.4 billion, accounting for 80 points of the shares. In the future, we will still give priority to Dongsheng for financing, but Dongsheng will not interfere with the normal operation of Z, and guarantee the equity in hand is not allowed to be sold without the consent of Mr. Zhang. Li Ling of UU Live is willing to sell 85% of his shares for 240 million, but asks to continue to serve as CEO, and hopes that we can offer him an annual salary that he can accept. No problem, sign the contract as soon as possible to avoid long nights and nightmares. Li Ling's salary is just a little lower than yours. You have an annual salary of 2 million. Give him about 1 million to 1.5 million. Bonuses and other things are calculated separately. Chen Dong was very satisfied with the result, which basically achieved his expected goal. I will arrange for someone to transfer another 2 billion yuan into the company's account. Just go ahead and do it with confidence. Before, I had 24.5 billion in my card. I spent 1 billion to buy Chongjun International, and I still had 23.5 billion left. Now Chongjun International, supermarkets, and several invested companies have a combined daily turnover of more than 400,000 yuan, which is 12 million yuan a day with system rewards. There is no shortage of money at all, as long as the Yo-Yo Live broadcast and characters are included in the bag, then the daily turnover should reach about 1 million. The 30 times reward is 30 million in 1 day, and the reward is close to 100 million in 3 days. I am a little excited when I think about it. Feng Jiqiu listened to the conversation between the 2, and the amount of money was easily over 1 billion. Her heart beat a little faster, and she pinched the corner of her clothes uneasily. Because of this matter at home, Feng Jiqiu felt deeply sorry for repeatedly delaying the time of the 2 big bosses. After talking about his business, Chen Dong looked at Feng Jiqiu, a little girl full of first love. What's the matter? Sister Jiqiu. Mr. Chen, Feng Jiqiu's face turned red and he pinched the corners of his clothes. For a moment, he didn't know how to speak. Don't be nervous. If you have any questions, just say it boldly. Mr. Chen will help you solve it. Su Weining gently held Feng Jiqiu's little hand, as if she was her intimate sister. Well. This morning, the 5 demolition workers who were beaten by my brother came to my house again. They asked my brother to compensate for medical expenses, mental damage and lost work wages. They said 1 million per person. If they don't pay the money today, if you pay them compensation, they will continue to call the police. If the police station doesn't care, they will find the news media to expose it. Okay, I understand. Chen Dong took out his mobile phone and called Xiao Han directly. Hey, brother Xiao, I have something to ask. Are you in charge of the demolition of the food street in Beicheng? Yes, I am the general person in charge now. Is there any problem, Dongzi? Xiao Han's voice was slightly breathy, as if he was running. Chen Dong checked the time. It was almost noon, he might be hiking. I have a situation I want to ask you about. I have a friend. Chen Dong briefly explained what happened at Daofeng's house, and the other side of the phone fell into silence. Ma Dan, that's how that be ******** D Song who went to demolish the house. I knew he had a dark heart, but I didn't expect him to look so ugly. Xiao Han spit out the fragrance directly. Don't worry, Dongzi. I'll make a call now and ask Song Hu's men to withdraw quickly and apologize to your friend. Your friend's demolition money will be compensated according to the standard. But Dongzi, Song Hu must be behind this matter. It's just that this person takes both black and white and has some special abilities in demolition. It's impossible for him to come forward and apologize to your friend. Chapter 89 Dongsheng Security. Haha, thank you, Brother Xiao. I'll treat you to a meal some other time. Hey, don't beat me up. I didn't do this well and caused trouble for your friend. I just have to set up a game tomorrow night, and a few good friends will come. Show me your face, I will offer you 2 glasses of wine tomorrow to make amends for you. Xiao Han knew Dao Feng's family background. For a second generation like him, it would be a bit difficult to treat Dao Feng to dinner and apologize in person. It would be okay to apologize to Chen Dong. Okay, then I'll contact you tomorrow. Xiao Han hung up the phone, and within 5 minutes, the number from Dao Feng came through. Brother, are those 5 people gone? Yes, you apologize to me. Dao Feng's voice was still calm, but his breathing was a bit rapid. You went to find Chen Dong? Well, Mr. Chen made a call for help. Where are you now? I went over to express my gratitude to him. After a long silence, Dao Feng said. Chongjun International is right here on Qingzhong Road. Chen Dong turned on the computer in the office and read the information. Su Weining took Feng Jiqiu to the nearby office to chat. She seemed to see another version of herself in this sister. She encountered huge changes, but she was always determined. An hour later, Feng Jiqiu went downstairs and brought Blade to Chen Dong's office. Mr. Chen, I apologize for my previous recklessness. I hope you can forgive me. Dao Feng bowed to Chen Dong and apologized sincerely. There is no need to apologize. You have gone through life and death in order to defend the country and the people. It is only right that I do something for you. Chen Dong stood up from the chair and waved his hand. The house demolition matter has been resolved. The demolition money you can get should be about 1 million. You can buy a house for Jiqiu to finish college. Your life will get better in the future. Feng Jiqiu also thanked Chen Dong with gratitude, but from beginning to end, Chen Dong never mentioned letting Dao Feng work for him again. After seeing more, Chen Dong has a better grasp of human nature. Judging from the relationship between Su Weining and Feng Jiqiu will most likely come over to help Su Weining during his internship next semester, and Dao Feng will work for him sooner or later. Mr. Chen, I want to come over and have S**X with you. I wonder if I can give you a chance. Dao Feng is really kind. He feels that Chen Dong has been kind to him, and he needs to repay this kindness no matter what. Have you thought about it? Come over and help me. I will work for at least 5 years. No problem, I don't have a good place to go anyway. Welcome to Dongsheng Security. From today on, you will be the general manager, coach and my bodyguard of Dongsheng Security. I will give you a salary of 50,000 yuan a month. In addition, if you go on a mission with me, you will get a separate bonus. How about it? 50,000 a month? The Dao Feng brothers and sisters began to breathe quickly, almost wondering if they heard it wrong. Especially Feng Jiqiu's little face turned red, and he thought he had seen something embarrassing. Thank you, Mr. Chen, for your appreciation. I will definitely do my best. After all, Dao Feng was a man who had experienced life and death scenes, and he quickly recovered his mood. Okay, in order to celebrate the official launch of Dongsheng Security, let's have a small gathering at noon. He went directly downstairs to the private room of Chongjun International's 5-star hotel. After receiving the call, Zhang Kai personally organized it and arranged for the staff to use the best and freshest ingredients and the best chefs. It was the first time that Feng Jiqiu entered such a luxurious place. His eyes were full of curiosity, and he looked around like a curious baby. It is still the best private room on the 22nd floor, with magnificent decoration and luxurious lighting, showing the atmosphere of money everywhere. After finishing the meal, Feng Jiqiu kept patting his belly, smacking his lips, and looked satisfied. The relationship between the few people became much closer, and Feng Jiqiu began to call Chen Dong Brother Dong. Xiao Dao, Dongsheng Security currently only has 1 shelf. The 41st to 45th floors of this building are used by the security company, but only the key personnel are stationed there. My request is also very simple. We must train all the key personnel within this year, whether they are bodyguards or intelligence personnel. Starting next year, we will expand our business, rent or purchase venues in various places, train ordinary security personnel, and provide security services for various units. Boss, I'd like to find some of my former comrades to come over and help. Do you think it's okay? Of course, even those who have been injured can help guide training. Thank you, boss. Dao Feng's eyes flickered, as if he was hesitant to speak. If you have anything to say, just say it directly, don't beat around the bush with me. Boss, there is something, Dao Feng hesitated, as if he was embarrassed. Isn't it true, sir, that this is not the style of the King of War? Boss, let me tell you the truth. My former recruit squad leader was named Su Jun, a native of Shaanxi province. He was born to be a soldier and had great organizational and command skills. I remember that there was a problem in our company commander's family for a while. He even asked for leave for a month, and everyone admired him. Then invite him over quickly. This is a rare talent. His family is in trouble. Dao Feng was silent for a few seconds and then said to Chen Dong. His 4-year-old daughter has leukemia and needs a bone marrow transplant. The family has already spent all the money. Our previous company organized 2 donations, but there is still a big vacancy. Dao Feng, a tough man, choked up, as if another relative was about to leave him. This strong-willed and passionate man once again felt the helplessness caused by lack of money. I'll give you 3 days leave, pick up squad leader Su's family, and arrange for him to be admitted to the best hospital in Jinghai. You give me your bank card number, and I will transfer 3 million to you first. This money will be regarded as squad leader Su's settling in allowance. If there is not enough, you can tell me later. Boss Dao Feng's eyes were red, tears were rolling around, and he tried his best not to cry. Thank you on behalf of my monitor. Feng Jiqiu, a sentimental little girl, had already burst into tears. She had experienced the separation and death of a close relative, so she could not bear to see such a human tragedy. Su Weining had a faint smile on her face, but her eyes were wet. She just looked at Chen Dong quietly. This man who radiated light was always so fascinating. She thought of her daughter Chen Xiaobei. If she was seriously ill, how desperate she would be. You are the heroes of Guojia. We can enjoy such a peaceful and beautiful life without the silent efforts of you people behind the scenes. This is just something you can do. Chen Dong patted Dao Feng's shoulder. As long as you know the comrades who are willing to come over and help, please call them all over and I will try my best to make arrangements for everyone. Those with average ability will be given a minimum salary of 5,000, and those with good ability and quality who can hold key positions will be given at least 10,000. Dao Feng carried a bank card with 3 million yuan in it, bought an afternoon train ticket and rushed to Jin province. He was going to bring the leader of the military career to Jinghai, along with his lover and daughter. Feng Jiqiu sat quietly at his desk, with the book open in front of him, but he didn't read a single word. His mind was filled with the figure of Chen Dong. What kind of man is he? He is completely different from the rich second generation in his impression. He is approachable, kind-hearted, and every word and deed is full of magic. Chapter 90. Team Talent. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for successfully forming a security company. You will be rewarded with a special skill, Junior Fighter, and will receive a lucky draw opportunity. Junior Fighter, after integrating this skill, the host will automatically master the world's first-class fighting skills. However, because the host's current physical fitness is average, please do not challenge professional players. May I ask if the host is integrated? Needless to say, direct integration. A large amount of fighting information poured into his mind, as if it was something he was born with. Chen Dong felt that he should be able to fight 3 or 4 easily without any problem. There is also a lottery opportunity. The system starts the lottery. Blinking, the familiar big disc appeared again, the pointer started spinning rapidly, and then slowly stopped. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for winning a Team Talent card. After opening this card, you can view the information profile of a team member and view the specific information of the core figures of the team. Do you want to enable it? Team Talent card? Could it be a girl group? Chen Dong's mind instantly showed a large number of images of long, snow-white legs in cool clothes, twisting their soft waists in front of him. Especially those girl groups from Bangzi country, they are really good. Directly turned on, in Chen Dong's expectation, the system's heavenly voice sounded again. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for opening the Team Talent card and obtaining information about a team of top network experts in the world. There are 5 team members, 4 of whom are top students majoring in computer science at Huaqing University, and 1 is a private expert. Core members of the team: Lin Yichu. Gender: female. Age: 25 years old. Current status: avoiding pursuit by enemies. Cause of the incident: Lin Yichu led a team to successfully invade the US satellite navigation system and conduct a certain degree of destruction. Later, he was betrayed by his friends and was targeted by the CIA, which sent agents and killers to hunt down all members of the team. Lin Yichu fled back to Long Country from the United States a month ago and currently has no fixed address. The other 4 were covering Zhang Yichu, attracting a lot of firepower and are still on the run. Frequently visited places: Feiyang Bar in the center of Jinghe-Hoqing Road. Attached is a photo of Lin Yichu, a typical Oriental beauty who looks like a lady. Unexpectedly, she turned out to be a top hacker who dared to invade the American satellite navigation system. She is really beyond appearances. Xinfiang Bar: Chen Dong has never been to a bar in Jinghai for many years. After all, in his subconscious mind, it is not only an unhealthy place, but also a high-consumption place. In my previous life, how could I have dared to go to such a place to spend money? When I came back to this life, even though I had a lot of money, I always felt a little bored when I went to a bar by myself. After all, people are social animals. When you go to a place like this, you will either feel lonely and empty and look for opportunities, or you will go to play with friends to have fun. It seems that we can take Hu Wei to have a cool night. Didn't he just break up with Li Xiaoyu, so he just goes out to relax? After making an appointment with Hu Wei to go to the Xinfiang Bar on Huqing Road at 9 o'clock in the evening, Chen Dong drove to Wanda to see his second Konglu supermarket. The renovation work for this supermarket has come to an end and is expected to start on the morning of the 21st. Open for business. Looking at the constant flow of vehicles on the road, Chen Dong felt a little dazed for a moment. From the moment he got to know the Blade brothers, he discovered that those poor people who used to only appear on TV were actually so close to him. How many struggling families like his are there in this bustling metropolis? There is also Su Jun, the squad leader of Blade, whose sweet and lovely daughter is seriously ill, and it is difficult to save a living life despite all the family wealth. Chen Dong suddenly thought of those major natural disasters: earthquakes, mudslides, floods, fires, that could swallow up countless lives in an instant. Now that you are rich, you should also take on certain social responsibilities. Firstly, it is for peace of mind, which is a reward for God's favor. Secondly, it is to accumulate a certain reputation for yourself. No matter what, you should not be burdened by black-hearted capitalists. Name. No capitalist is not evil, but doing more meaningful charity can alleviate this burden to a great extent. Chen Dong is not a virgin. He had preliminary plans to establish a charity company before, and the company registration process was already going through the process. At the beginning, Chen Dong's idea was relatively simple: to accumulate a good reputation for himself and not to be scolded by others. Now, his ideas are richer again. When we arrived at Kangol Supermarket in Wanda, the decoration had been completely completed, the shelves were basically in place, and various products were being organized to be put in. There is a dazzling array of products, neatly arranged in different categories, and the freezers are being put in one after another. Fruits, fresh produce, chicken, duck, fish, etc. all need to be fresh, so naturally they cannot enter the store at the moment. Sun Ju successfully caught this ride and took the lead in organizing 4 or 5 people to help deliver goods to the supermarket. He was currently very busy. Boss, this supermarket will definitely be popular. Lu Dinggang saw Chen Dong coming and quickly put down what he was doing. Well, thank you for your hard work, old Lu. I'll give you a big red envelope when business here starts to normal. Haha, thank you, boss. Boss Chen, I wish you a prosperous business. Sunju wiped the sweat from his forehead with a satisfied smile and admiration on his face. Everyone is about the same age. Sunju is 3 or 4 years older than Chen Dong, but he does completely different things. Brother Zhu, are you interested in coming over to help me? Chen Dong asked with a smile. Of course I am willing, but I don't know what the boss wants me to do. Based on Sunju's understanding of Chen Dong, this young boss is very generous and is willing to ask him to come. He must not be treated badly. Do what you are good at, transportation and delivery, but this delivery is not limited to supermarkets, but also to ordinary users. Chen Dong greeted Lu Dinggang and Sun Ju and walked to the office next to them. We are in the service industry, and the most important thing in the service industry is that the service must be in place so that customers can enjoy a godlike experience. Door-to-door delivery is one of them. In this supermarket, we not only implement a membership system, but also have membership levels. Customers with high membership levels can enjoy free door-to-door delivery service. When the time comes, we will set up a website and everyone can register. Non-members will need to pay a delivery fee for door-to-door delivery. High-level members can enjoy free delivery service as long as they spend more than 200. People like Sunju are very familiar with the road traffic in Beijing and Hainan. They will form a team of courier brothers. After the establishment of his own food delivery company, he will train the delivery boys. He will teach them from point to point. I believe he will be able to quickly drive this company. Industry. Brother Zhu, please find about 20 acquaintances first. Their character must be of good quality and they must be familiar with the road traffic in Beijing and Hainan. Priority is given to ensuring the supply, distribution and loading and unloading tasks of the two supermarkets. For this normal salary, we will pay according to the market conditions. Other employees will pay 6,000 per month, and we will give you 7,000. For door-to-door delivery services, wages are paid on a piece rate basis. Each delivery fee is calculated separately, based on distance and weight, starting at 10 yuan per order. In other words, after completing the fixed transportation tasks of the supermarket, you will get more rewards for the more work. Sun Ju swallowed. This is a good job. Running a dozen orders a day is 100 yuan, plus the fixed salary, which is a monthly salary of 10,000 yuan, which is definitely a high salary in Jinghai now. The supply of supermarkets is mainly fresh food in the morning, which is a bit more difficult. For other candies, many manufacturers directly deliver goods to the logistics center in Jinghai. How many trips can be made in a day?